This is Gamertag Radio.
So my name is Yannick Banchereau. I am a live content manager on the Division 2. As live content manager, my role is basically to operate the game and make sure the game is running, make sure that everything is smooth and the servers are running and all of that, making sure our players are having a great time, and then also look at all the updates we're going to do and kind of help define the content that we're going to put in there and all the things we're going to change.
I just started playing the beta right now. I have to say, there's so much stuff to do in there. And I think that is pretty smart for a group of people that probably never had a chance to play the first game or they're curious about the second game now. There's a lot of content. Like how was it for you guys to plan like which content we should put in the game and what? And another thing too I want to mention is the end game, which is this is the first time I've ever seen for a beta an introduction of the end game, which is also pretty smart. So you want to talk about that?
So, one thing that we really looked at when we did Division 2 was we wanted to make sure that we have content for everyone, that we build on the things that were successful with the first game, but we didn't want to focus the game too much on one specific type of player or whatever. So we wanted to make sure we had content for all the players out there. So we wanted to have PvP, we wanted to have PvE, we wanted to have open world, missions, all these kind of things. So when we built the beta, we wanted the beta as much as possible to represent that, to represent all the choices you can make, because it is, after all, it is an open world game. So it's really about you as a player, what decisions do you want to make and what do you want to play. So we wanted to have a piece of pretty much everything in there as much as possible, so people really get a great idea of the full density of the game, because it is a monster game. There is so much to do in there.
Now, because of that, having too much stuff in the game, don't you guys also get a little bit nervous that will scare people? There's so much stuff to do and they don't know where to go, where to start, because that's the issue that I had with the first game. I played it, awesome, had a great time, then I was done with everything. But then I took a break once 1.8 came out. I felt like there was so much stuff to do that I didn't know where to start, where to go. So how that's going to be different now for the second game for someone that is not going to feel that way, that it's like too much stuff,
It's that's a very great point, and that's something we wanted to do better with the sequel. Was better accompany the players, better make everything available to them, but also make it clear what are the next things that they can do. So we've added a bunch of things. We've added features like we have the progression tracker now that is in the menu when you press the pause button, where you can actually see what are the next things that you can do. That's listing all the activities available to you, so it gives you a better idea of all the things that are available and kind of helps you decide where you want to go. So this is one example of what we've done. But also, what you're talking about is very interesting, and that's something we really want to focus on. It's this experience of players that are going to play at a given time and then stop playing and come back a few months later. We want to make sure that for those players, we are also making it very clear for them how to catch up, what are the things that they've missed and what are the things that they should focus on. So this is all the things that we really want to try to do better and build on from the first game.
I think this beta, I feel like it's better to play as a group instead of one player, in my opinion. Maybe people are going to have different opinions about that. But for someone, let's say I have the game already and I unlocked a lot of stuff. Probably someone that just started playing the game, they want to play with me. How that's going to work, the stuff that they unlock, like let's say we unlock together, are we going to be sharing it together after that person leaves, or how that works? Is only the person that's hosting it, or?
So it's based on who's the leader of the group. Okay. So when you create a group, the leader of the group, everybody comes to their session of the game. So we're going to be seeing the map that is like your map as a leader. But therefore, everything that we unlock during that session, if this is something that I hadn't unlocked in my session, then it's going to be available to me. So my progress is basically saved, even though you're the group leader and we're playing on your version of the game, my progress is saved. But if there was something that I had unlocked already and you hadn't, since you're the leader, we are going to be unlocking it together for you. So I'm not spoiling any of your content, but therefore all the progress I make while you're the leader is also safe for me.
Now let's talk about events and stuff like that. So how that's going to work, because sometimes maybe there's an event that I miss, right? And I would like to check it out, an opportunity. Maybe we'll come back in the future again. And I think there was events previously on this first one that I missed out completely, global events and all that. Are we going to see events coming back, or so people can have another opportunity to try it out too, or what?
Yes, I mean, very similarly to what we've done with global events, what we want to do is we want to have events, have a rotation of events, and then keep adding new ones in that rotation. So even if you miss one, you're sure that it's going to come back at some point. And then if there's anything that is like any rewards that are specific to that event, we will always make sure that these rewards become available at a later point as well, so nobody feels left out if they missed anything.
Yeah, and how's it been for you, man, working behind the scenes, because you guys learned a lot from the first game, especially feedback and everything. And I think the thing that everybody was talking about in the first game was ending content. How important for you guys was it to work on that for this game?
It's, we always say that we started working on the Division 2 with an endgame first mentality. So that was the biggest thing for us, was we wanted to make sure that from day one we would have a very, very solid endgame experience for everyone, and try to also bring as many people as possible to that endgame experience, because there's a type of player that expect an endgame and are ready for it, and there's a type of player that is not really aware or not really ready to play it, and we wanted to make sure that we can bring as many of those as well to the endgame, that it feels like a smooth and natural transition, and that I have reason to keep playing, I have reason to keep coming back to the game. So endgame has been a very, very extremely strong focus for us, and we'll be talking a bit more about it later during the day. But you'll see we have a lot of very good surprises in there to keep adding new things and keep making it extremely interesting and relevant for the player.
Now, when a game like this comes out, people are very quick when they play a campaign. They probably finish in a couple of days, and then the end game begins and all that. When is the right time to start releasing more content to the gamers? Is it, you think it should be right away after launch, or it should be like a couple of months later? Like how that works?
No, we know that, and that's also something we've learned a lot with the first game. We know how fast people can consume content, and we'll try as much as possible to keep up with them. So we are looking at implementing new things very, very, very fast in a matter of weeks. And directly have new things for the players to do. We're going to have the raid also that's going to be implemented very shortly after the launch. So we are already preparing the first weeks and months after the launch of the game, because we know these are going to be extremely important, especially for the people, as you mentioned, that are going to consume the main campaign very fast. We're talking about a 40 hours campaign.
Which is a lot. That's a lot.
Which is already a lot, but some people will complete it in 2 days.
Because the first one was what? How much was the first one?
This one is a bit longer. The first one was about 30 hours, I think, 35 hours. So this one is going to be a bit longer, and with that one, you also get the whole end game beginning and transition. That's also going to add to that campaign before you even reach the real true end game. So there's really a lot, many hours to play. But still, we're going to start very, very early on, start adding new things.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm super confident with this game now, more than ever, because I feel like now there's more studios also working, helping you guys out too, right? I think it's like what, 6?
Yeah, we have 6 studios.
6. So that gotta be a crazy behind the scenes trying to communicate with them too, right? So they're also working on content too, or is more just Massive? Like how that works?
All of that is a joint effort by all the studios. So Massive is leading the development for the game now and for the post-launch content as well. But we are all the studios are part of it, are part of the effort. We're all working on that together. And you're right, that's really kind of a challenge, but also such a strength that we have this ability and this dynamic, so we can actually use the other studios at Ubisoft. And so all studios have a different kind of expertise. So all studios bring something really different to the table and allow us to make a game that is so much more complete than if we were doing it ourselves. And also one of the good things is that we have 6 studios. 4 of these 6 studios are studios that worked on the first game as well. So all that experience that we talk about, all these learnings are learnings that all these studios have also shared with us. We're pretty confident.
One more question. How important was it to get feedback from the community? Because I feel like the Division 2, I know a lot of ideas was from your team, but a lot of them was from the fans, because they loved the first one and they got to see the potential of it. But there's a lot of things in this game that to me was more because of the fans.
Yeah.
Like feedback, you know.
It is, and it's extremely important for us. This is what allowed us to to bring the game back after update 1.4 and then update 1.8. You know, like when we started really trying to make the game as much as possible answer to what the players wanted, and talking to the community, having them involved, and having all these conversations helped us a lot. Not only create content for the first game, but all these conversations we're already having them thinking of, okay, like for the sequel, what can we learn from that? So from the very early conversation with our players, we always thought also of, okay, what can we do better to answer those needs in the sequel? So these dialogues have been extremely important, and that's something we definitely want to keep doing for the sequel.
Well, I just want to say I'm enjoying the beta. I'm super impressed with this beta, and I can't wait for the official game once it comes out, man. So congrats to you guys, man.
Well, thank you very much. And it's good to hear that you're having a good time. I'm also super excited about the beta. You have no idea.
And nervous at the same time, too.
Yeah, also, yeah.
All right, but thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.